Now, you can call me a fake fan for this, but I actually found the 2016 Suicide Squad movie, despite being a hot mess, still pretty fun. And I had fun watching it. Yes, it's not mature as the trailers promised, or as good as developing the characters as the trailers promised, but despite the hot mess it is, it still very much isn't a boring hot mess. It is entertaining, maybe for the wrong reasons, but still. Now, I'm somebody that is known for liking bad movies, which I'm not making up, by the way. I've made multiple videos on supposedly bad movies and me talking about how much I like them because they're so bad. Batman and Robin, the Catwoman movie, etc. Now, when it was revealed that Katana was going to be in this movie, my first reaction was, what? Now, Katana was a character that my 11-year-old self knew about. Yes, I was 11 when this movie came out. I knew of her as an outsider, an ally to Batman, and even a part of the League sometimes. With the first trailers and promos making it seem like she was intended to be a villain, unlike her comic counterpart. Now, I want to say off the bat, before anyone starts hating on me, I think Katana is a great character in the comics, and also a great character on Batman the Brave and the Bold, Beware the Batman, Young Justice. The character, in my opinion, is very underrated, and I personally really like her. But this movie is, in my opinion, does really, really bad with the character. It does really bad with a lot of the characters, but Katana, in my opinion, was definitely the worst. Yes, even more than the Joker, because at least Joker being in the movie made somewhat sense. Despite being depicted as a villain, when the movie came out, that wasn't the case. Instead, she was now a hero who had Rick Flagg's back on the team. Also, the helicopter almost left without her, which I thought was, well, a dramatic entrance. Didn't really make much sense why they didn't wait for her. And she got to do barely anything in the movie. We never saw her sword in battle, that being her using it properly, that being the Soul Taker. She did use it, like, hitting things. We even saw the Soul Taker in the trailer, but that didn't happen in the movie. Nor does that whole Killer Croc fight happen in the movie, despite the fact that it was also shown in the trailer. Instead, it seems as if all of her scenes were cut, because in the trailer, when you look back, there are definitely scenes with Katana in them that just aren't there. They mentioned her husband, and yeah, that's really it. She barely does anything. I guess she technically captured Captain Boomerang, which was helpful. Now, the reason why the character is included in this movie is actually kind of unknown, because while many of the characters have been on the team in the comics, Katana hasn't, not into the Rebirth era, which was because of this movie. Some fans think that it's because they have an Asian character display in promo, yet she isn't even used in the movie, except for just being a part of the group. I mean, she isn't the only one, of course. Killer Croc also falls in this category, which might have not have happened if that scene between the two of them wasn't cut. The two of them actually in the movie too had a very odd history involving the Creeper, so the two of them having a fight in the middle of the movie isn't that hard to believe, especially when we saw it in the trailers. Speaking of Killer Croc, a lot of people also questioned as to why he was on the team, as like Katana, he's never been a member on the team, that being in the comics, until this movie came out and they decided to add him on the team in the comics. But the reason why he's on the team is actually pretty simple. It was explained by David Ayer that apparently he was to replace King Shark, who was originally going to be on the team, but they didn't have time to do the whole CGI stuff because it was going to be a hammerhead shark. Which, okay, I guess that makes sense. She was also even meant to be a part of the original Birds of Prey movie, as was Lady Shiva. However, both her and Lady Shiva were cut out of the script before it even was finished. And while I don't believe she was ever considered for the role to appear in the Suicide Squad from 2021, it's unclear as to what actually happened to her in-universe. Did she die on a mission? If not, why isn't she there? Unlike Croc and Deadshot, you can't just make up an excuse that they escaped, or they were lost on a mission, or they got out of prison, because she wasn't a villain. So her not being on the team does bring up some questions as to what happened to her. Personally, I don't think we'll ever want to see Katana ever again in the DCEU, considering the fact that the DCEU in itself is kind of just being rebooted, and I highly doubt Katana will be the character that they will bring back. We might see a new version of the character, perhaps in a Outsiders movie, which personally I would love, but that is a dream of mine that likely won't happen. At least not in the next, 10 years. Also, the actress Karen Fukuhara, who I'm probably mispronouncing the last name of, and I apologize, will likely get to show off her acting abilities in another superhero adaptation, that being The Boys, where she played Kamiko. I thought I mentioned it since I found it important to bring up the fact that Katana's lack of character in Suicide Squad wasn't because of the actress, but because of the lack of scenes and lines. Because Karen definitely showed off that she very much is a very competent actress. Anyways, that's it. Like always, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.